And 5. Hold on. Season. One more time. Okay. In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hi, I'm Jaya.
And I'm Venk.
And this is the Reality Hate.
We are on episode 8 of the Reality Hate Beep, and we're covering the season finale of season 1 of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Woo-hoo!
Let's get into it, girl.
Recap.
Mary Cosby
I'm Bill Cosby.
is in her closet, comes out of the closet, goes back into the closet. Heather's setting up for her beauty lab party.
Stanchion.
She doesn't know what that is. I do.
I did not.
Whitney pops on by, tells Heather that she decided not to uninvite Jen to her party. So we're going to get the drama at the beauty lab party. Lisa Barlow meeting Jen. They could talk about everything that happened in Las Vegas.
I think that was very sweet of Lisa.
I feel like Lisa's very level-headed about
Extending
everything.
that olive branch to that like demon.
I agree.
Okay. Then we have Whitney with her dad. That was lovely.
I was busy.
Oh, were you doing the face?
How about it? Lisa Barlow forgives Jen. She basically says, I understand. I'm sorry you're hurting. Do you see where you went wrong? Jen doesn't really see where she went wrong.
Jen doesn't see anything.
No, but she's like, oh, you'll be my friend again. Oh, okay. So everything's okay between you and I.
But now I'm probably going to create a reason to be mad at you.
Right, exactly. You're next on my list.
Meredith are chatting. She loves the word I'm going to disengage.
She disengages while feeding a banana to her husband. Their relationship is great and everything is fine.
Everything's totally fine.
It's fine. I guess it's fine. Like her relationship is fine.
Seth is cute to me. Seth is very happy.
I know you like Seth. You love Seth.
Mm-hmm.
And then you know, we move on to Whitney with her dad.
Didn't care.
How about it? Meredith pays a visit to Heather at the beauty lab. Heather's working tirelessly. Meredith feels that Jen is toxic. She has no room left in her life for Jen.
And I liked when Heather said, you know, how would I explain this if my daughter had a friend like this? And that's, I think, when the light came off in Heather's brain. So
right.
I wouldn't allow my daughter to have a friend like Jen.
Right, because she's a really bad person. How about it? Even after in Jen's confessional, so even after she met with Lisa Barlow, she said everything was fine, but she's so hurt by Heather and the way Heather wrong turn treated her. Heather didn't do anything.
It makes it,
you know, she didn't do anything wrong, and she did everything wrong. How about it? And then we move on to a quick Lisa Barlow and her kids.
Tequila time.
Tequila time with Lisa Barlow. It was a moment that's not important, because it's just her preparing her kids to sell their skincare line. Fresh Wolf.
Fresh Wolf. First of all, hold on. That doesn't even make any sense.
No.
Fresh Wolf. What? Who? Teen Wolf.
Yes. I had a friend watching the show, and she like reached out to me and was like, Fresh Wolf, wows. Like, she was like, what? She said that her kids wanted to create this line. In that, you can see very clearly that her kids don't actually care. I think it's just a way for them to spend time with their mom.
I'm going to create a skincare line. So will you spend time with me?
Mom, I love you.
That boy has a very low voice for like...
Hey, Mom.
After that, we move into a very entertaining moment with Mary coming out of the closet.
She's out of the closet.
And into her church. Did you love that picture of her grandmother walking into the church?
Watching over her.
Yes. Of course, Mary Cosby was
horrible.
Borderline abusive to the choir members of her church.
One of them cried.
I mean, yes, she was calling them out, telling them they were bad, they needed rehearsal, they weren't feeling it enough. I mean, she's insane. Comparing their voices to other, you know, like...
You don't sound like Sissy Houston.
I
No shit. No shit. She doesn't sound like Sissy Houston, okay? Sissy Houston was Aretha Franklin's backup dancer and Whitney Houston's backup singer and Whitney Houston's mother.
It was awful to watch. And then we see her go right back into her hoarding closet. How about it? But we see a date with Jen Shah and her husband. Personally, she was trying to I think it was a setup to make them look like everything's fine. It's not fine. It's not fine.
It's not fine.
Yeah. Brooks Marks getting mad at his mom for taking off her pants on camera.
Bookmarks. Bookmarks.
Bookmarks.
We love you.
We love you, Bookmarks. And we loved that moment.
We loved that moment.
How about it? So then we get to the most important part.
The
Beauty lab. Okay.
And Heather is wearing her Beauty Lab dress that she bought for herself on Jen Shah's shopping spree, where Jen Shah should have bought her that horrific dress but did not.
How about it? It was a big no-no. I mean, it was a big no-no. If you didn't see it when she tried it on, you saw it that night.
Was that dress wearing her, or was she wearing that dress?
Oh, God. It was not good.
Yeah. Her ex-husband, is he stoned? Like, is he super stoned?
It was nice of him to come and support.
I mean, he
right?
took time off from shooting a sequel to Deliverance to come to.
You said it, I didn't.
I did.
Maybe I thought it, though. Mary also made a quick comment about Meredith's eyes maybe being off, and I was like, wait.
Mary?
People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
Like, Mary, you can't talk about anybody.
I mean, seriously.
Your wig is hanging on by God's prayers.
How about it? Lisa Barlow confesses to Meredith that she met up with Jen Shah and everything's fine, the same way she met up with Whitney in Las Vegas and told Jen Shah everything was fine.
Meredith was like, a leopard doesn't change its spots overnight.
She was not
so, Meredith has become so ominous. She's like, you make your choices and I'll make mine.
So basically, Meredith is like, hard no on Jen Shah.
No. In her confessional, she's very much like, and if you decide to be friends with Jen Shah, I will not be your friend. I'm like, I like you, Meredith. Meredith is becoming our own Lisa Vanderpump.
It's the Vanderpumps.
Jen Shah tried and she did not succeed.
Now Meredith
She's
is
coming out. She's coming. That's what happens.
She's coming out. The world to know.
So then Jen Shah comes on in and everybody's uncomfortable. Their faces, like the moment she walks in, everybody's like,
she's got strong calves.
how about it? Barry Cosby is like,
okay, Mary Cosby.
everybody else is mad, but Lisa Barlow is like, Jen, hey, how are you? Everything's fine. Oh, you look great. How about it? She first walks up to Whitney, apologizes, so fake, so bad. Then in the confessional says, unlike Michelle Obama, again, comparing herself, when they go low, I go high. And guess what, Jen? You never went high. Don't compare yourself.
You've gone so low.
Michelle Obama.
Just equal level. You have to climb every mountain.
Yes.
High and low.
Yes. So we have that apology, which makes Whitney feel better, even though we know it's not genuine. And then next she moves on to Meredith, who
stares her down.
Yes. How about it?
And
Stares her down and does not accept the apology. It's kind of like, well, I accept your apology, but you and I are no longer friends.
And then she says, like, she looks at her straight in the eye and she goes, no, it is not. I'm like, girl, you just ripped my soul out and then tied it in a knot and shoved it up my bum.
They can be okay with each other,
Did
but Meredith is done.
Did they ever have a friendship?
Did they ever? kind of, but now they really don't, you know? She moves on. She never goes to Mary Cosby because she doesn't care about Mary Cosby. So then she goes to her biggie, Heather, but she doesn't apologize.
Yeah.
She just keeps trying to get an apology
I
from
think
Heather.
She's like, Jen is living in revisionist history. Heather is literally saying, I want you to say that you took me for granted. I want you to say this. And Jen goes, what do you want me to say? And I'm like,
I know.
she literally spelled it out to you. She's literally like, if you just add 1 + 1 and then you give me the number that comes to, we'll be good. And she's like,
Exactly.
47.
She couldn't do it. I mean, it was insane. I was delusional. She just couldn't, like, I don't know what I did wrong. I've been such a good friend to you, you know, and it's like, oh, you've been okay. Have you been not living what's happening? So it goes on and 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 on. And finally, all the girls kind of gather around.
I'm like, this is embarrassing. I mean, it's like, when the host is fighting, I don't throw parties like this. I'm Lisa Barlow. Okay.
Yes.
This isn't a Lisa Barlow approved party. I'm like, calm down, Utah. Okay. We're not Golden Globes here.
Finally, the girls gather around and she like doesn't know what to do. It's like all the people she stabbed, you know, they're all like standing there watching her and she's like,
Showing them her scars.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She didn't know, you know, it's all the ghosts, you know, and she's just I'm sorry. Like she didn't know.
She was a sheep in wolf's clothing, okay?
Yes.
Like she never was going to like be aggressive. She can only take on one person at a time. She just doesn't have the skill set and the ability to be as mean as she wants to be. And it's not something to be proud of, Jen.
No. So she apologized, not really understanding what she apologized for, but they all kind of got an apology, even Mary Cosby, who she was never really directly apologizing to.
I have to go yell at me.
But Heather was okay then, you know? And so then that's kind of how they end it. And it's like, okay, everything's fine. You said you're sorry.
Like,
even though she didn't mean it. You know, there was nothing genuine about it.
And then their closing things are like, Jen is FaceTiming with her husband, Meredith is blah, Heather Whitney is
The only one I cared about was Mary Cosby's keeping skeletons in her closet. It was like,
gotta go.
There you are, girl. That was the fastest recap we've ever done. How about it?
That was the recap of the season finale of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
What's your thoughts?
Jaya, who's your MVP, most valuable player?
My MVP is still going to be Meredith. I love her. She's the best. She's the best.
Most valuable player of a show, in my opinion, is the one we talk about all the time. So I'm going to have to give it up to Jen Shah.
You're giving it up to Jen Shah. Okay.
Because, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, would I want to be her friend? No.
No.
I would want to be Heather Gay's friend.
I think I'd want to be Heather Gay's friend too, because she's loyal. She is loyal. How about it?
On the count of 3, who do we want to see exit the show? 1, 2, 3. Mary
Cosby.
Of course. You only had one storyline. You couldn't even make that spicy.
She never came out of the closet. It was only 2 minutes. You couldn't do anything for us. And you were mean to people. Like, you were mean to your church members.
I don't blame anybody having difficulty coming out of the closet. It took me 29 years. So.
Yeah, well, Mary Cosby, why do you have such trouble?
It's a little bit easier for her. She just has to open a door. The emotional doors are much more difficult. Who surprised you the most and why?
Lisa Barlow. And here's why. I really didn't like Lisa Barlow in the beginning. Like, I was like, don't like her. I ended up really liking her. Do I think she pays attention to her children? No.
No.
I ended up liking who she was. She surprised me.
Lisa Barlow is somebody that I could see lasting on the show. They really have to develop her, but I feel there's going to be some rift between Meredith and Lisa.
Oh, there's 100% that was being set up.
If Meredith is going to become Lisa Vanderpump, then guess who's going to be Kyle?
You are exactly right, my friend. How about it?
That was an interesting season. Not as exciting, but not uninteresting. There's going to be a 3-part reunion special coming up.
I know. And you know who looks really, besides Jen Shaw, who it looks as if everybody is fighting with? Lisa Barlow.
Ooh.
How about it? So the other thing we want to do is we love Real Housewife
Taglines.
And I don't have one. How about it?
I have a tagline that I've had for years. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I can't wait.
Don't try to check me or your check will bounce.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
How about it?
You got to work on yours.
I'm going to work on mine.
Yeah.
We want to know other people's taglines.
Yeah. Send us your Real Housewife taglines and we'll shout them out.
Because we want to know them. We want to know if you've been sitting on one for years, like I haven't.
I plan on marrying Seth and being one of the Real Housewives.
And then the other thing I want to do is I want to talk about like whose fashion, whose makeup, whose styling you liked and whose you didn't.
Clash of styles.
My favorite part in the beginning is when Mary Cosby steps up to the step and repeat, looking like she came out of a garbage can.
Why was she wearing that atrocious outfit?
It was bad. Like, it was so bad. And then Meredith shows up with like her like face shield.
Her jacket was a collab by her very own son, Brooks Marks.
Maybe she was insecure about her eyebrows that night, and she
or they were hanging on to her eyebrows. I just got to let you know that if Meredith and Seth have an issue, then I can be with Seth and Brooks Marks can be my son.
He's putting it out there. Whitney in her confessional, she commented on Meredith's face shield, and she had the 2 blue masks on, and she was like, this is high fashion.
But I gotta be honest, like, did she do that or did the producers tell her?
I don't know, but it was so good. Either way, you won me over.
Whitney, you did good, kid.
You did good.
I personally have to say, although she played it safe, she never really missed the mark to like a horrible situation. Lisa Barlow was always steady.
Lisa Barlow wore those red boots. I will never get over those red boots.
Oh, those red boots. But okay.
How about it? I liked Meredith's. I felt like Meredith never played it. Again, I think she played it safe most of the time. I mean, there was the pink dress that I didn't hate. But for the most part, I liked Meredith. Meredith wore that weird face thing.
Who had the worst style? I know we can agree.
Mary Cosby.
She just knows how to make expensive stuff look bad. Girl has a dream closet, but she doesn't know how to put anything together.
How about it? Felt like the clothes looked like they came from the rainbow, even though I know that they didn't.
That's a good one.
So anywho, I'd like to give shout outs.
Okay, great. I would love to shout out Allison Kubiak, who has been a faithful watcher of our show. We love you. She and I went to college together. She's amazing. So thank you.
I'd like to shout out Mary Kay and Station Supermania. My parents. They are loyal watchers of the show. And they watch it on the big screen.
Yeah, they watch us on the big screen.
They watch us on the TV.
You know, my parents don't even know that I do this. They don't know that I'm living. So.
Thank you for watching. We love you.
I'm Thank.
I'm Jaya. And this is the Reality Hate Beep.
Thank you. We'll be back.
Boop, 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 boop. For the reunion. Woo-hoo.
Woo-hoo.
We'll be doing
Okay, start.
Blackwater. We like it.
So good.
Quenches that thirst.
So good.